Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Beginner to Expert. This is part 3. Today I am going to show you what are the files generated by the Angular, and I will elaborate each and every file. So this is basically Angular application overview. Angular application overview means what are the files is there, and what is the purpose of those files. So first I will open the Angular.json file. Okay, here in Angular.json file, actually this file reads by the Angular CLI and during the Angular app initialization. Okay, here three point is important, like output path. So while we build the application, so Angular actually converts the .ts file and what are the other files also, so it converts to a JS file. So that compiler, Angular CLI compiler is there, so AOT ahead of time compilation actually compiler does that file generation. So this file resides under the dist folder and basic 7. So now you can change and you can give it the custom path where you want the output of this application. Now index, so index basically it's a start HTML file, so starting point. So each and every application server will have a starting HTML file, like it can be index.html, can be index.html, or it can be, if you are using .NET and another server .NET like ASPX or CSTML, like that. And next point is main. So here main is the entry file here. So like C language, C plus plus language, or you if you think that C plus yeah, C sharp language, each and every language will actually is having the main method, so from where application gets starts. So here also one file is there while Angular application is running, that first it reads the main.ts file. Now the next file is the polyfills. So polyfills, such a file where we can write a custom browser specific code. So like if we means if Angular application runs in IE or in Edge, so it requires some compatibility code. Like if you open the polyfill.ts, you can check there, or you can see the what are the line we need to uncomment if we run the application in IE or lower version of IE, or if I run the application in Edge. So here is the polyfills. So polyfills, so small overview is there. So here it is written IE 11, 9, 10, 11 requires all of the file following polyfills. So these are the polyfills which is written is ES6 standard. So ES nothing but ECMAScript 6 standardization. So now yeah, JavaScript is the ES6 standard, or JavaScript 2015. So yeah, this actually is in this standardization. You can find extra certain format of the code, and I will discuss in my upcoming video. So now next thing, I need to uncomment if I run the application I10 11 because of following ng class supports SVG. If we are using any SVG or graph kind of things, then we have to uncomment this line. Otherwise, if you open this application in IE, the page will be blank. And if you run in Chrome or Mozilla, it can be visible, but IE it doesn't support. So that's why it is written. So as per our requirement, we have to uncomment the lines. Now I'm going to the main.ts file. So this is the main file where how my Angular application gets starts. So here it is written, see app module. So first, let you know that platform browser dynamics. So this is inbuilt, you can say, class of the Angular. So here all the browser specific logic is written inside the platform browser dynamic class. So this class is having one method, that is bootstrap module. So if you attach any module that you have been created, that module will be bootstrap first. So here by default Angular is provided app module. So app module, my entry module, first entry module. Now component. So see here also app component nothing but a class, but it is decorated by the @component. This is the decorator. So by this decorator only Angular knows, okay, this class will act as a component. So like ng module, @component also is having some properties like selector. You can put your own custom selector, and template URL also you can put the template, custom template path for this component, and style URLs also for this component only. Now this component will have three parts. One is selector, second one is template, third one is styles, where we can write the CSS, parent child relationship CSS. Now if you open the HTML, here HTML is separately, it is there. And if you open the CSS, you can write your own custom CSS. And another more file is generated, that is spec means specification. That means you can write unit test cases without deploying the application in the production. So if you able to do the unit test case, then your application will be less bug in the production. So I will come in my upcoming video, how do we do the unit test case. Okay, now entry components. So entry components is a special properties. See, if we want to a component to be resolved in the runtime, then those component we have to register inside the entry component. Like suppose I have a app component. So inside app component there is a button. If you click that button, then it will open one dialog, and inside dialog I want to open a contact form. Suppose contact component, I have created contact component, and that component should be visible inside the dialog. In that case, we should register that contact component inside the entry component, because that contact component will be resolved at the runtime, not the compilation time. So that's all. And another more property is there, that is exports. Like that, exports. So exports nothing but to export some class or sub component, some module, or you can export like custom pipes, directives, so that those classes will be available to other component. It can be other module, it can be other service as well. So those component and component pipes, directives, we have to register inside the exports. If we, those class will be available outside of the app module, this is app module, then we have to export those classes. Okay, I think we'll get to know the basic uh, behavior of the Angular. Now I'm going to the package.json. So here package.json is actually nothing but you can say node package manager information. So here you can check dependencies properties. So dependencies properties means dependencies are specified with simple hash or this kind of thing. like a dependency is your application. Now I created this application using Angular CLI. Now this application depends on this packages like animation, common, compiler, core, forms, and platform browser, like that. Okay, now if we want to add one more package, that is can be inbuilt Angular package, or it might be outside of the package, I mean third party package, then we have to inject those packages over here. So those dependencies should be here, because when Angular compiles, then it checks the what are the dependencies there inside the package.json. According to that, it will fetch those package and it will generate the JS file code. Okay, so I think this is and this is the dev dependencies. So the dependencies and dev dependencies is quite different. That is, when we build the Angular application like ng build hyphen hyphen prod, like that, or ng build, then it will check the what are the dependency packages is there and under the dependencies properties. Now if we run the ng serve, then it will check the dev dependencies. Okay, dependencies as well as the dependencies. So suppose I have to use a third party package, then first we can check, means we can give a reference that package inside the dev dependencies. If it works fine, then we can move it to this that package inside the dependencies. So and we can avoid the errors when we deploy this in to the production. Okay, now this is the tslint.json. So what are the JSON file outside of the src folder or root of the project? Those JSON file actually reads by the Angular compiler. So you can configure, you can customize it by as per your requirement of the project. So here some TypeScript configuration, tslint nothing but a TypeScript configuration file. So it actually here some of the properties I can discuss here. So max line length, suppose you are writing a code in .ts file, or it can be a HTML, or it can be SCSS file. So if it exceeds above 140 line, then when you build the application, then it will give you a warning that you can either you can reduce the line, otherwise performance get impact in the production. So here you can reduce the number of line or increase the number of line. So by default it is there. So and also here you can check some of the no output, no prefix, no user input decorator, no input name. Here also you can find out. Here see, semicolon is mandatory, means you have to put semicolon because it is written true and always you have to put anywhere. Best practice we should do that. And triple equals each, already it is there. So true and allow null check. So when you put triple equal and double equal, so in JavaScript triple equal means it should check value as well as the data type, and double equal means it will check the value, not the data type. So those kind of configuration it is. So this is actually Angular is made by actually TypeScript. So TypeScript configuration. So TypeScript, why we are using the TypeScript? We are using actually TypeScript to reduce the error, and it will give us the warning. So this line actually contains the error. So if any line contains the error, so Angular doesn't allow you to build the application. So this is the best features in the TypeScript. That's all for the day, my friends. And still, if you have any queries, leave a message in the comment section below. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.